Okay, so far we've been talking a lot about how NASA and industry are using green technologies to help us pollute less and find smarter ways to capture energy. The one thing that we haven't really focused in on is once you capture the energy, how do you store it? You know, batteries. NASA's heavily involved in trying to make longer-lasting, durable batteries. Now, the reason's pretty obvious. So we can use these batteries on missions into space. For example, missions like the Mars exploration rovers capture energy from the sun on solar panels, and then store the energy in batteries for use when the sun isn't out. If the batteries don't work, then guess what? The mission's done. NASA's Exploration Technology Development Program planners are also interested in the development of batteries for such things as human-rated missions to such places as the Moon or Mars. So these batteries have got to be the best because they're going to be used from everything from astronaut tools to human habitats. So a ton of work is going into battery research at NASA. Now, NASA's research eventually will trickle down to be available publicly for future use. Now, luckily for all of us, scientists and engineers from all over the world have made awesome improvements in battery technology. One of the most important, lithium-ion batteries. These batteries are great because they last longer and are more dependable and lighter than traditional batteries. Today you can find these batteries everywhere, including in objects we use every day, like our laptop and cell phone. Another place that lithium-ion batteries are showing up are in cars. That's right, there are tons of car designers out there that are using it as their primary drive system. No gas, no oil, no toxic emissions, just clean electricity. One of these designers is my buddy Ian Wright. Ian has designed an incredible electric car called the Wrightspeed X1. This car is no joke. So here it is, the Wrightspeed X1. To me, this car is by far the most beautiful, environmentally friendly car in the world. To see it in person is awe-inspiring. The lines are beautiful, and it looks like a full-fledged race car, but it's completely street legal. This car is amazing. It's 3 to 4 times more efficient than a hybrid car, so that gets the equivalent of about 170 miles per gallon. And it's fast, too. In fact, it's faster than any other car on the market, with the exception of one, the $1.4 million Bugatti Veyron. The X1 can go from 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds, and from 0 to 100 in under 7 seconds. So you get a beautiful and fast street legal car that's also saving the earth. Not a bad deal. I caught up with Ian at the Altamont racetrack near San Francisco to find out how this car works. So can you tell me some of the differences between traditional cars and this car?
Sure. So this car is a pure electric car. It gets its energy from the wall plug. It doesn't burn any fuel in the car.
Yeah.
The reason people build electric cars is that they're really efficient. And with this car, about 85% of the energy you take from the wall plug ends up at the wheels. Whereas in the gas engine car with this sort of performance, about 85% of the energy you pour into the gas tank gets thrown away as heat.
Wow.
So it's a lot more efficient.
The beauty of this car is that this battery, it's actually capturing energy and it's storing it, right?
Yeah, it's an energy storage system.
Okay.
The primary source of energy is from the grid, but when you're braking, of course, it's recapturing energy that you spent to accelerate.
Oh.
But yes, then it will store it. And it will store enough energy for about 100 miles. It's about 25 kilowatt hours.
So why is this possible today? I mean, what has changed?
Yeah, so we had electric cars 100 years ago, but they weren't very good. And up until about 3 years ago, the batteries just weren't good enough to make a useful electric car. And now they are, and they're getting better all the time. And it's really consumer electronics that drove the improvement in battery technology. You know, your cell phone that'll run for a week and doesn't weigh anything.
Right.
Your laptop that'll run for 5 or 6 hours and weighs only a couple of pounds. Lithium-ion batteries developed for those applications is really where it started and where it sort of got to be good enough that you could store enough energy to drive a useful distance.
How many batteries do you have here then?
There's 104 cells. It's a 436 volt system that weighs 538 pounds. This particular car you can plug into any wall socket you can find. There's only one gear and there's no clutch. So it's permanently engaged in this one gear, and you never shift, not even for reverse. The electronics just drives the motor backwards. So to drive it's very nice because there's never any messing about with the clutch. You're never in the wrong part of the power curve. The torque's always there anytime you want it. You can be just cruising along at 40 miles an hour, just put your foot down and go. The torque curve of the motor's so flat and so wide that the way it's geared right now, it's 0 to 105 miles an hour in first gear. So.
Oh, that's amazing. Have we covered everything here? Yeah. I think, let's go for a spin.
Okay.
I'm ready. Okay. Let's go. Nice. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Oh, this is banging. Yeah. wings. Oh, yeah! This thing was crying like a little girl, man. You should have heard me. Unbelievable. He's got like this great commentary. I'm like, "Ah!" All right, so that was pretty awesome, wasn't it? Sure is gonna be hard getting back into my car after riding in that thing. Anyway, in this episode we've learned that NASA and others are working very hard to create new technologies to help better our world. But I hope we've also shown you that we just can't rely on the government or companies to keep making changes for us. That we've got to take responsibility in our lives and make changes in the world too. Hey, there's an old saying. The Stone Age didn't end because there weren't enough stones. It ended because people started using their brains to better their world. And so should we. Start using our brains to change our world. Hey, that's a wrap. I'm Johnny Alonso. I'll see you next time on NASA 360. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can do my lines today. Cool. Dr. Hanson has explained how you don't get hit by a car.
My bud, Johnny Alonso, headed to... The first one was fine. Start thinking, nope.